So guys, I'm actually using Expression Collection 4 flowers for this week. And that's the hair from the pack. That's the weave on from the pack. And you can see how beautiful that is. So right now I'm just gonna take my time and I will arrange the weave on before I will start laying it on the cap. So I will cut it, arrange it properly before laying it on the cap. So right now, I'll just open up the weave on, from the edge. I'll open it up. I'm doing this so that I'll be able to have a very flat and smooth hair. So I open it up like that. From that one piece, I'm having two pieces of hair. So that's it. So at the beginning of this wig making, I'm using the back of the cap. I just turn the cap, inside out. And I'm also going to use Nova spray alongside with Lanel hair glue. So my reason of doing that is to get a flat edge on the cap when I'm done. So I'm just going to place my face weave on the cap, turning the weave on up as well. Instead of keeping it flat on the cap, I'm turning it up. And I'm going to do that all round on the edge of the cap. You see the way it's placed now? So even the front, I'm going to do the same thing all round. Then after that, I'm going to remove the cap and turn it again to the good side. And I'll start using the good side. I'm doing that to get a very flat end, like I said earlier, at the end of the day. So that's what I'm going to do now. The same thing, I'm going to put round the cap. The face placing of the hair stays up. Instead of going flat, it's up. But by the time we turn the cap, it's going to stay flat. So it's also important to secure your hair with your spray. It's very, very important. The spray helps the glue to dry fast. So now we are done with the placing of the face hair. We're going to turn the cap the other way around again. So this one now is the good way, and you can see how flat the hair is. Very flat. So now cutting of the hair, I'm going to do scraping of the hair, not actually cutting. The scraping helps the hair to remain flat and smooth. So that's what I've just done now. And with this hairstyle, you don't lay the hair and then after you come back to cut. No. You lay and then you cut. So you see what I've done with the first laying? I'm now going to lay the second one. And after laying, I will cut before I will lay the third one. So this second one now, instead of me to lay it up, I'm going to lay it flat. I'm going to lay the hair flat on the cap because right now we are using the right side of the cap. And this is how the hair is supposed to be on the cap. So I've done the second part of the laying and I've cut. You see how flat and smooth the hair is right now. So right now I'm going to figure out where I'm going to place the standing ovation. The center of the hair that stands up, I call it standing ovation. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. Where is it going to stay? Because it has to be straight from the back to the front. So, but before I do that, I'm going to lay one more hair, one more line at the back. Just one more line at the back of the hair. Then I'll place my standing ovation. So you do that, and then you cut. Like I said earlier, you must cut. It's always good to secure with the spray. Cut by scraping the hair to get a very flat and smooth hair. Cut by scraping the hair, kind of scraping. You can see how it goes. I'm not cutting it straight, like scraping the hair. So it helps the hair to be flat and nice. So now it's time to arrange the standing ovation for the middle of the hair. I call it standing ovation because it stands. So, so this standing ovation, I'm using the back of the weave on. I'm gonna place the glue on the back of the weave on, so that when I drop that on the cap, it will stand, just as the name is, standing ovation. So you can see that the weave on is being placed on the back. I'm using the back of the weave on. So I'm doing the second line now of the standing ovation, you know. So the volume is not much, but as we go on, we'll be seeing more volume on the standing ovation. So I only use two lines for now. But when we lay other hair, we'll be having more volume on the standing ovation. So right now, we're going to just start on one side of the cap. We'll finish one side, then we'll go to the other side. So now what I'm going to do now is the laying of the first line after the standing ovation. And the laying of this hair must have an overlay on the standing ovation. So that will help to add more volume to the standing ovation. So you do the same thing on the both ends of the hair and you secure with your spray. So you do that and make sure your hair is well placed on the cap. Press it on hard so that it will stay nicely. So that's it. So we're gonna just like, brush the hair from where we've just added to the cap now onto the standing ovation. Okay, right now I'm doing the cutting on the front. So you can see the way I'm still scraping the front. I left this front for a reason. As we go on, you understand why I had to leave it. Like I told you, you lay, you cut, but I didn't cut this one immediately. I left it for a reason, but you understand as we go on. So I'm still doing the cutting on the front right now, trying to smooth the second laying on the front, which I did not cut before now, because we have achieved what we needed to achieve before we could cut the hair, you know. So right now I'm doing the third line, another line there, and then you can see the volume on the standing ovation because we've gotten some hair from the lines we've just laid, and join it up with the standing ovation. So it gives us more volume. And at the back here, I don't like much volume. I like the standing ovation at the back to look scanty. So I'm just going to take small hair from the overlay and add it to the, standing ovation. Just small from the overlay here. And then I'm going to do the cutting. Like I said, you lay, you cut. That way you have a better hair. So you can see the overlay, how it has helped us to give us more volume. So right now we have more volume on the standing ovation. Another thing is when you're laying your hair on the cap, make sure you use C shape. But you can see my hand going around from the back to the top. So you do that, and I'm scraping the top to keep it flat. Just keep scraping to get your hair very flat. Do that as much as you can to just make sure your hair is flat. So you can see the overlaying, what it has done for us now. It helps us to give us more volume, plus you hardly see the line where we join the hair. So now we are doing the top of the hair, and now we just have a little bit of space up there. So we still have to continue with the overlay. We have to continue with the overlay. So you can still see the overlay on top there. It helps to also add volume to the center of the standing ovation. So that's it. We're almost finishing with this part here. So right now we're gonna place the last bit, of the hair there to seal it up. But this time around, we're not gonna lay the hair flat. We're gonna turn it the other way around. The hair is gonna be facing up like we started, you know, at the beginning. So we're gonna do that. We are doing that to help seal up the space. It will seal up the space there nicely. And it will help the standing ovation. It will blend up with the standing ovation. So it will not open up when you comb your hair. So that's the way it comes out at the end of the day. That's the final touch on that side. And you just brush it over, it stays. Now going over to the other side of the cap, we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna repeat the same thing that we did on this side, you know. But the only difference there is if you don't need much volume on the standing ovation, you don't have to, overlay. Just drop it at the end or where the standing ovation starts. Drop it and leave it there. And then you cut. But if you need more volume on the standing ovation, keep overlaying the hair. And then when you brush it over, you have more hair. You do that till you get to the top, and then you finish it up the way we finish up the other side, and it comes out nicely. So you can see that it's just the same process on this side, and you have a beautiful cap. That is it. So guys, another thing I want to mention about this cap is when you're combing it, just play with it. Do anything you want to do with the hair, and the more you touch it, the more styles will come out on the hair. You just comb it to the back, you have a different hair. Comb it to the front, you have a different hairstyle. So that's the way it works. So that is it about this hair making.